Classic automobiles, classic motorcycles. I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley, coming to you from a 1940 coupe at Bennyz Rod Shop, established in the year 2000. This place has got some of the most amazing vehicles you're ever gonna see. Check it out. And I'm joined by Benny Hampton, owner of Bennyz Rod Shop. We're in the belly of the beast, behind the scenes here. Bennyz Rod Shop. This place is it's like the dream of every young boy. Benny, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for coming down, joining us at the shop today. Well, I grew up on the East Coast till I was 12 years old, and then Dad decided it was time to get out of there, and we went to Arizona, and he worked on World War I, World War II aircraft, restoring them there. And I was at Falcon Field, and so we did a few years there, and then moved to Twin in my sophomore year. And of course, I got out of school as soon as I could at noon on my senior year to go work for him. Oh, well, I was my dad, you know, we grew up with him building late model cars, wrecks, and hot rods all our life, you know, so I just naturally grew up in it. Second generation, he's still doing it now. And he got me out there in an early age, you know, rubbing on cars and sanding and sweeping, and since I can ever remember. And did that for a while, and then it was just time to you know, move on, do my own thing, and heard of a job opportunity up here in the Wood River Valley for a guy named Dean Johnson in a place called Night Train Motors. And we built nothing but custom cars and bikes for him. And we did a few customer jobs, not many, but it was all state of the art, the best of the best. I think every vehicle is cool in its own sense, you know, and they all have their own character and personality, and you figure each one out. Some handle better than others, some four-wheel drive better than others, some are faster than others. You know, as far as a favorite car, they're just all, I think, equally cool. Just getting in there and figuring stuff out, a new challenge. And I mean, we've worked on everything from nitromethane Harley Davidsons to Stanley Steamers and everything in between. Of course, we try to find the best car available. No rust is a key, but a lot of these are people have owned for a long time, so there's sentimental value. So you just have to work with what you got. And yeah, it's just a lot of bag and tagging, a lot of photographs, a lot of organization on the parts, because when you blow one car apart, it takes up 3 spaces, you know, once you get them all blown apart. So, and then there's, you know, putting everything together is when the motor gets done, and when the interior gets done, and when the wiring gets done, and the body and paint. And so you got to orchestrate all that. And got a guy in there that he's in the paint department, and he lays the color. We got another guy that, you know, pretty mainly does the body work. You know, we all try to jump. We can all do each other's job pretty much, but yeah, there's one guy that is, you know, the best out of all of us at the body work, and one at the paint, and then I want a guy that's doing the mechanicing and the wiring. So, but we all have a general knowledge of all those. There's been more than once that I've been sad to see a car go, because you just, I mean, you work on it. Some of these cars are, well, you know, 2-3 year projects, and when you're working on something that long, yeah. You don't want to see it go, and you're building it, and you know, they give you a little freedom to do what you want, like if it was your car. So now you're kind of building it as if it was your own. And then when it's done, you're like, oh man, I don't want to see that thing go. But
my name is Keith Thompson. I'm Benny's landlord, customer, and friend. This is a 1957 Ford Thunderbird, a rare 57 Thunderbird. This is one of 212 that were built from the factory with the supercharger. It's commonly known as the F-Bird. Consequently, the license plate on this car says F-Bird. And it's a very rare car. It's also a very rare color. There are only 4 of them made this color. Willow green. Well, the year I graduated from high school, and I saw one of these in a showroom, a 57 Thunderbird in a showroom. I fell in love with it. Of course, it was about $4,000 or $5,000 more than I had at the time. And but I still fell in love with the car, and I have owned 57 Thunderbirds now since probably the early 70s. I do not think I've ever made money on a car. Overall, I've never made money on these things. I'm in them because I'm a car guy. Benny's a car guy. He understands that. I mean, cars are a very important part of what we are. And the cars that I have in the collection, I don't have them for money, I don't have them for value. I have them because I really enjoy the cars. I really appreciate the significance of the cars. I have mostly Thunderbirds, but I also have some Trans Am cars because I really appreciate that whole aspect of American automobilia, so to speak, because they had the Trans Am series of racing was just an important part of auto history, I think. It was basically the pony cars, which are, of course, the Mustangs, the Camaros, the Cudas, the Challengers, and those cars that are just, you know, that are iconic today. We still see them today, and that's the iconic car of the muscle car era, is that whole Trans Am series. And I like the cars, I like the way they look, I like the thing, and that's why I own them. I don't own them for any monetary value at all.
Well, thanks for coming along for the ride to Bennyz Rod Shop. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm Michael David with Eye in Sun Valley, keeping my eye on hot rods for you.